Imagine having the key to unlock your musical potential, but it doesn't fit the lock on the door. What if I were to tell you you've always had the right key? You were just shown the wrong door. My name is Patricia Bartell. I'm a world champion accordion player and USA judge for the World Championships. Where they actually call me Miss USA. I've spent over 20 years performing and teaching music in 14 countries. And what makes those achievements in music so remarkable is that if it were left up to the traditional systems of music education, those accomplishments should never have happened. I was born in Bolivia and contracted polio as a baby. I spent my first 5 years in an orphanage until I was adopted by a family in the US, only to find myself as an outcast. I was judged by neighbors, ridiculed by classmates, and even rejected by my adopted mother. As a kid, I stood alone, voiceless, until at the age of 8. And I discover music and this powerful instrument, the accordion. Her name is Fiucara, which means fire. And she weighs about 28 pounds. She gives me my daily workout. And she's about 7 years old, still a baby. At first, it was awkward, balancing Fiucara on my lap, getting strapped in, trying to figure out how all her bass buttons work, all 120 that I can't even see. And then her bellows. This is where all her magic happens. In those initial days, my music was full of free exploration, rhythm, and fun. Then I entered competitions, and it didn't take me long before I knew I was in it to win it. However, I needed a little bit more refined technique, so I buckled down. As I advanced in my music, I explored even deeper, like, what if the accordion could play a vibrato like the violins? Or bend notes like the guitars? Or play combinations of sounds like this? Combine all those elements together, and you get this. This evolution from free exploration to refined technique led me all the way to winning the World Championships. And music and music became my voice. Now, through my journey as a music teacher, I noticed a pattern that bothered me. Despite my efforts, some students understood musical concepts easily, and others, they struggled. Then an unexpected discovery changed it all. About 15 years ago, I was looking through a math book, a subject that I had always struggled with. And bam, it hits me. The answer is right in front of me. You see, this math book wasn't your typical traditional black and white sterile textbook. It was written specifically for creative learners. And suddenly, everything clicked. There are two cognitive learning styles, analytical and creative. And I, without a doubt, I'm creative. Had I had this book as a child, math would have been so easy, and the same for science and language and history. However, I didn't struggle with music. Why? Because during my isolation time early on, I was given the gift of freedom to explore music in a way that resonated with my creative learning style, which made me wonder, what if the real obstacle in our students' learning is not their ability, but the way they are taught? Could we design a system that didn't dictate what to think or how to play, but guides students through the right door that aligns with how they naturally learn? And this is the insight that transformed my teaching. The key to opening the right door is understanding how to work with a student's primary cognitive learning style, analytical or creative. When I did this, the results were phenomenal. I was transforming absolute beginners into technically proficient, musically mature musicians who were competing on international stages all within 5 years. Traditionally, reaching these levels takes much longer. And one benefit of teaching this way, besides rapid musical growth, is the deep connection it nurtures between students and their instruments. A study in the Music Educators Journal found that students taught exclusively using structured methods felt less connected to their instruments, leading many to quit. So as educators, here are the 3 keys. Key number 1, identify your student's primary cognitive learning style, analytical or creative. Key number 2, customize your curriculum. Creative learners resonate with color, imagery, humor, stories, emotions. On the other hand, analytical learners prefer auditory instructions, clear-cut examples, and a more structured approach. Key number 3, integrate. You've begun the student's journey according to their primary learning style. Now, the pace and timing is vital as you gradually integrate the analytical with the creative, or the creative with the analytical, accelerating this balance. Because music, unlike most disciplines, necessitates this balance. So in closing, let's rethink music education. Envision the results you would get when you align with a student's primary cognitive learning style. This isn't about just music. The ramifications of this extends beyond a student's musical journey. It has the potential to redefine their life. Because music, unlike music, uniquely challenges both the analytical and the creative strengths, resulting in a more balanced and integrated person. By thinking outside the box, we're not just creating better musicians, we're shaping better thinkers, innovators, and leaders for our future. So let's go. Help our students crush it and achieve their dreams. Thank you.